Now we heard director, professor, and alumni. So the next three will be current IMBA students who will talk about the different experiences within the program. Israel Goldel, please. He will talk about his experience in the IMBA.
Good morning. My name is Israel. I joined the IMBA program in 2011. I'm from Israel. I worked as a pre-sales manager for a software company. I'm 35. I still look good for my age though. I'm married. I have 2 kids. And people who know me will tell you that I love talking about myself. But today is about you. Now, I guess that the question that you will hear often is, why do you want to do an MBA and why do you want to do it in Jeddah? Before I tell you a few tips on how to answer this question for your application package, I want you to really think why you want to do an MBA. An MBA is a big commitment of time and money. So if you're not sure if you want to do an MBA, it's better not to do an MBA, okay? If you want to do an MBA because you're bored, you don't know what to do with your life, because everybody else is doing it, because you're hoping to find a rich husband or a rich wife, this is not the place to do it. However, if you have However, if you have decided that an MBA is a good thing for your future career, and that is something that will be a good tool for you to advance yourself personally, now is the time to think, why do you want to do it in NCCU? Now you've heard that NCCU is an excellent school, and that is true, but you need to think if there is a good fit between what you want to do with your life and this program. If you're an engineer, think, should I do an MBA or maybe a master's in engineering? And if you do want to do an MBA, do any of the concentrations that NCCU offers is good for you, okay? If you work for a pharmaceutical company and you want to do a concentration that focuses on innovation in the pharma area, NCCU is not for you. If you work for an airline company and you look for a program that focuses on management in aviation, NCCU is not for you. If you are interested in management in Asia, like myself, that is the reason that I came to Taiwan to study here in NCCU, in entrepreneurship, finance, or marketing, then we have a very, very good option to help you. Okay? And when you fill the application package, and you will probably have to write an essay about why do I want to do an MBA and why do I do it in NCCU, my tip to you is show the admission committee that you actually researched the MBA program, okay? Say what classes you want to take. Why do you think that these classes will be beneficial for you in your future? Do not copy-paste from another generic application letter that you wrote to the other 19 schools you're applying for. I want to join NCCU because of its esteemed faculty and interesting content, and because it's near an MRT station, okay? So write specific things, why you think this program is good for you. It will increase your chances of being accepted. Okay? Now, the IMBA curriculum, we have the required courses, which account for the vast majority of the credits that you need to graduate. And these courses will give you a taste, a little bit of everything, a little bit of finance, a little bit of accounting, a little bit of statistics. And the importance of these required courses is that they give you a language. They give you a tool how to think more strategically about a business. Do not get your expectations high too much, okay? After graduating from the MBA, you will not become a CEO of a Fortune 500 company immediately. It might take 3 to 5 years. Okay, but the benefit of these courses like strategic management, like management of information systems, is that they give you the tools to understand how the company works in the big picture. Okay, so if you have a project and you have to cooperate with a manager, with an IT manager in the company, you will be able to talk with them on a more, of course you are not an IT person, but you will be able to talk with them on the same level. You will understand their needs, and they will, and hopefully you will be able to deliver your needs to them better. Okay. Besides that, we have the concentrations. You can choose elective courses based on the topic that you want to specialize in, and we also don't forget that there's a thesis that in the end you need to submit. It can either be a research-based paper, a business plan if you want to start your own business, or a case study where you focus on a specific company and you choose to analyze what is doing. Okay? These are probably the most dreaded courses in the IMBA program. Okay, BQM, which is a fancy name for statistics, business quantitative methods, and managerial accounting and financial management. My advice to you is do not panic. Okay, many of you, I guess, how many of you have a finance background or work with calculations and numbers on a daily basis? Very few. So. For most people, when they start doing courses like BQM or accounting or finance in the first year, it can be very, very intimidating. Okay? Do not panic. It is difficult, but it is not impossible. And if you follow 3 simple rules, you will probably be able to graduate from this class, and even with good marks. Okay? Read the book. Everything is in the book. You just need to find the time to read it. Okay? Do the homework. And go to the tutor session. The program really gives you all the possible opportunities for you not to study and to understand. So do not just sit and complain, oh, accounting is so boring, it is so difficult. I know, but life is also usually difficult. So if you follow these rules, you'll probably be able to graduate. Other recommended courses that I can talk about: strategic talent management and Confucianism and leadership. Strategic talent management will be a required course. It was an elective so far. The good thing about these classes is that they do not just offer you a managerial aspect, but they also help you think about what kind of manager do I want to be, how to cultivate your personality, and think about what I want to bring to the business world or the business environment. Small and medium-sized enterprises is a very, very good class if you're interested in management in Asia, if you're interested about learning about other companies and how they run their business. And if you work in a small or medium-sized enterprise, this will a class that is probably more relevant for your everyday life than learning about huge conglomerates like Amazon or IBM. Okay, new product development and marketing, cross-border strategic alliances, global and cross-cultural marketing. These are all classes that give you a different perspective and a bigger picture of the business arena and the business world. So if you have a chance, take them. I enjoyed them very much. Okay, a few more tips that I have to you. The first one is about teamwork and teammates. Most of the class work is done in groups. Either it's analyzing case studies, projects, final projects for a class. Your team members are probably your best asset in taking a class. Now, there are 2 schools of thought regarding choosing teammates. Some people say, oh, I want to choose different teammates in every class and build my network and meet as many people as possible. That is good. Some people say, I want to work with the same 3 or 4 people that I know and trust, and I know that they will not be free riders. We will all share the work. It's up to you and your personality, but be very, very, very careful and choose your teammates wisely. If you have a good team, you will enjoy the class. If you have a bad team, it will be terrible. Okay, save some energy for the finals. Usually there are midterms. The midterms are very stressed. People study for the midterm, and then after the midterm, you feel there's an anticlimax. People tend to forget that about a month after the midterms, there are the finals, and then suddenly you're in shock, and you have to study everything again. So remember that there's a final in the end of the semester. Anita is smiling. It means that I'm correct in this. Especially the midterm is not the most important test of the semester, although especially in the first year, people tend to think that, oh, we have a midterm, I have to study a lot. Do not forget your thesis. In the end, you have to submit this paper, and if you want to graduate within 2 years, I recommend that in the beginning of the second year, you already start thinking about the topic and finding an advisor. Otherwise, you might get 2 months before graduation, and you realize that you haven't written anything, you don't have an advisor. The professor that you wanted to be your advisor is going on a sabbatical to the United States in 1 week, and will not be able to help you. Do not forget it, and put it in your time plan so you can graduate on time. If you don't mind stretching your student life for 5 years, you can extend it longer and longer and longer. Staying a student is really, really fun. So if you have that option, do that. If you can, go on exchange. Anita will talk about it more, but I seriously, if you have as much fun as I mean, I didn't go on exchange because for me coming to Taiwan was an exchange, obviously. But if you have even half of the fun that I have in Taiwan when you go overseas, I promise you an opportunity and an experience that you will never forget. So if you can afford it, time-wise, family-wise, go and study somewhere else. It will broaden your horizons, you will meet new people, and you'll have an adventure of a lifetime. And enjoy your student life. That is the most important. The MBA, even though it might seem stressful at times, you have to work. If you're married and have kids, then suddenly you have to explain to your wife why you have to be away for 3 nights a week, because you have a very, very important presentation in a class that she doesn't understand or want to know about. But it is still fun. So try to enjoy it as much as you can. I will be here later also for questions, if you have, and I will give the microphone to the next person. Bro.
Okay, thank you, Israel.